Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the Liberian goddess MTK. In honor of Black History Month, I'm going to be sharing a story about my beloved country, Liberia. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and also feel free to share your input. Before I start, let me put a disclaimer out. I am not a historian in any way, shape, or form. Let's get right into the story. The first successful migration of free slaves back to Africa was in the year 1820, sponsored by the American Colonization Society. A small group of 86 men, women, and children sailed the Elizabeth ship, currently known as the Mayflower, in search of a better life. The voyage was long and dreadful, but they finally landed on Chevreau Island in Sierra Leone on March 9, 1820. Sierra Leone was a British colony at the time. Due to conflicts, harsh weather, malaria, and many other diseases, a lot of people fell ill and some died. Crew members tried to alert the ACS, American Colonization Society, about the current condition. They had no other way, so they got back on the ship in search of a better land. They came across a high land, a high mountain, and decided to explore. When they finally arrived on the land, they discovered that they were not alone on the land. The land were already occupied by its indigenous people, the natives of the land. Cabin members had to persuade the people, so they had a barter system. They gave the indigenous people some valuables. In return, they gave up their land. I remember when I was a little girl, I always heard the Bassa man sold their land for smoked fish. And I believe this is where it was coming from, because they gave up their land in exchange for something. It wasn't necessarily smoked fish, but that was the exchange. After the freed slaves, also known as the new settlers, settled in the land, they became enemies with the natives of the land. They did not get along. As a result, many battles were fought. It did not take too long for the indigenous people to realize that these people are trying to take over their land. Not only that they were sharing the land, but these people were superiors. They had nothing in common with the natives. They tried to take over and claim ownership of something that was not rightfully theirs. The settlers had nothing in common with the people of the land, the natives. They dressed differently. They could read and write. They spoke English, whereas the natives did not speak English. They did not wear clothes, and they just had different lifestyles. Soon after, the settlers decided, hey, these people do not look like us. They are illiterate, so they cannot live among us. So they decided to live on different settlements. They built houses to imitate plantation-style houses that you will see during slavery. And this was a really difficult time for the people of the land, the original owners. They felt betrayed in a way. Like, how can these people we try to help come on our land and try to take over? After fighting so many wars for so many years, apparently the freed slaves who was now known as American Liberians, finally took over and started to rule. The very first president was born in the U.S. by the name of Joseph Jenkins Roberts, followed by many other presidents who were also American born citizens. The American Liberians tried to suppress the people of the land, the indigenous people, to some extent because they were the rulers, they were the lawmakers, and everything that had to do with Liberia were in their palm. During those days, the natives would take their kids and send them off to live with American Liberians. They wanted the children to have education, so they will send them off, and so they can be able to read and write, speak English, and get their education. But also, they were treating the natives like very similar to how they were treated in the US. There were no transportation during those days. So the natives were their form of transportation. And what I mean by that was they would get like four people and they would carry sticks and put something in it like a swing. And that's how the American Liberians got around. So they would have the natives carrying them in something like a hammer to take them around. One of the things they also did was, just like the plantation, when slaves first arrived to the U.S., and whoever your owner is, your master, they immediately changed your full name to something else. Example, my name, because I do not have an English name. So my first name is Mardia, and they would change my name to maybe Sarah. And then if the master last name is Johnson, my last name will be changed to Sarah Johnson. So that will immediately become my full name. And they did the same thing when they got to Liberia. They, like, whenever the natives would send their kids off to live with them, their entire names will be changed to whatever that family name is. So if it is the Johnson family, the head of household, whoever the guy is, immediately that person name will be changed to a Johnson, and they will also give you a first name, whatever English name they have for you. So immediately you are losing your identity and you are becoming one of them. And so that's how it continued. And now I even feel like a lot of the English names in Liberia are names from all slaveholders, because these people came over and they came with the names that were given to them by the masters. Although they were free slaves, but that name carried on for generations. And so all the English names, or most of the English names affiliated with Liberians, also came from slaves' master. So that's the same tradition that they carry on when they went to Liberia. I could elaborate a little more, but I don't want to get into politics because I do not discuss politics on this channel. So that's where I'm going to stop for today. And maybe I might do a part 2 of the story. But I am just fascinated by our history, Liberian history. It also has a lot to do with politics in our current days. But I'm just going to stop here for now. And so I just want to say thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you guys again. Happy Black History Month to you all.